Well, Ethereum is breaking out today, getting over $3,000 for the first time in a long time. Also, big news for Bitcoin. Huge Bitcoin ETF news continues to flood in. Big adoption news continues to happen. I'll discuss that with you. I also want to talk about the Starknet airdrop, which is claimable now, by the way. Thanks, Starknet, for the free money. And I want to talk about crypto gaming, the biggest hype potential, I think, in the market coming up. Lots of exciting things. And of course, answering your questions in the second half of the stream. So stick around for the good times. We'll try to blast through the news so we have extra time to talk to you guys and answer your questions today on the stream. And of course, thanks to iTrust for sponsoring today's live stream. More on that in a few minutes. So look at this. Ethereum, man. My boy, what's up? Getting over $3,000 today, up to around $3,030 approximately. Nice. Now, I did actually have a sell order for ETH at 3K, just a few of them. A few ETH that are floating around. It's like, I'll take a bit of cash. Why not? Actually moved up to 3,400. We could get up as high as $4,000, although in the run up to an Ethereum ETF, but 3,400, I feel like it's a nice place to cash out a couple just for fun. Get some cash, throw it into something else that's, we're not talking a lot here, guys, like 1% of my ETH, right? Okay. So don't lose your minds. It's going to be okay. But anyway, beautiful run up here for ETH. Beautiful movement. Look at that. Look at these weekly candles. That's a thing of beauty. Frame that and put it next to my Bitcoin chart that I didn't frame it up and put up either. But anyway, look at that. Breaking beyond this major area of price resistance. Some strong weekly candles here. Very nice moves for ETH. Next logical major area of resistance, by the way, is right up around $3,400. You can see previously topping out around there, actually around 3,500, but we have some strong areas around 3,400 as well. So we'll see what we have going on here for ETH in the coming weeks. But hey, Ethereum's breaking out. That's very exciting. Great news for our altcoins, of course. They tend to follow after ETH. Bad news for Ethereum users. Look at this. Look at this. ETH, you drunk. Go home. Go home, Ethereum. You're drunk. Get out of here. Every time the price of Ethereum goes up a little bit, you run into the unfortunate reality of Ethereum prices on chain for gas fees exploding, breaking, essentially. I mean, look at this crap. What is this? What the heck is this crap? Look at this. Swaps. $50. $50 right now to do a swap on Uniswap. That's probably come down a little bit. It was at 45 earlier, so maybe it's now $30 to do a swap on Uniswap, but that's redonkulous, man. NFT. To sell an NFT on Ethereum right now costs $80. $80, man. Maybe it's down to 55 now with the Gwei coming down a little bit from the 45, 46, 47 it was at. When I opened up this page a couple hours ago, bridging $15. It's hour's wage for a lot of people. Crazy. Borrowing $40. These kinds of fees are ridiculous. And look, I know the Denkun upgrade's coming. I know that has a great potential for reducing fees on Ethereum until that happens, which is only like a month away. Okay, I get it. Hopefully it's got great implications for layer 1. I know layer 2 for the Denkun upgrade is going to see huge improvements. Hopefully it has an impact on layer 1. We shall see. Looks like it will, because these kinds of fees are completely unsustainable. And we are not even at the mania phase. We're not even, no one's barely here right now. That's the crazy part. You want to see real hype kicking off in the market. We're going to be paying $200 again to do a swap on Uniswap, maybe more. And then it'll get dropped. You'll pay the $200 and then your transaction will fail anyway. Good times on ETH. Fix the damn fees, guys. Holy crap. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still 32% down from highs. We had a bit of a sell-off yesterday. That's the weekly chart here. We can throw on the daily just to get a better idea of that day-to-day price fund. Bit of a sell-off yesterday. Nothing too dramatic. Coming back down $50,000, $500, whatever. Hey, nothing too crazy going on here. Essentially, we had Bitcoin grind right up, grind through this area of previous price resistance right here. After, of course, basically a retest of the 50-day exponential moving average, a thing that happens in these bull market cycles and are to be expected to happen in these bull market cycles. grinding up from there. Now we're just kind of grinding sideways. Bitcoin since the 14th of February, so a week ago, has basically been moving sideways, a little bit up, a little bit down, not much volatility. So it means we're waiting for volatility. Will that call volatility up or down? I don't know. You don't know either, but we're hoping for up. We always hope for upside volatility because our bags feel good, and we hope for downside volatility because we can buy more. What are you going to do? Buy more if it goes down, hold if it goes up, and wait for higher prices. Actually, I'm not buying any more Bitcoin in particular at this point. We keep talking about the Bitcoin charts. I love looking at them. I love the game. I love enjoying these beautiful charts. And of course, this is very indicative of what we can expect from the broader markets. Bitcoin's moves tend to dictate how the rest of the market's going to react, because moves up and down in Bitcoin tend to indicate liquidity moves in the market and wider market sentiment. ETH, to a lesser extent, is also a pretty strong gauge for that. Okay, so news. Look at this. Bitcoin Archive saying we've now had 6 months of about to close. Has not happened yet. About to close. 6 months of up candles for Bitcoin. Second longest winning run in Bitcoin's history. Last time was all the way back in 2012. We had 7 months. Now, I would like to say the more green months you get, the more likely it is to get a red one. It doesn't have to be a minus 30% month. It could be a minus 2% month, but the more likely they are to get a red one. So just gamble a man's odds. Go to the roulette table. You're not gonna keep getting black every single time, man. Sometime you're gonna come up on red. Rusty Chairman checking in from Table Rock Lake, Missouri. Nice. Very cool stuff, man. I love lakes. Lakes are great. I live next to the ocean, but I do appreciate a good lake. Nothing like that. Good fresh water to go swimming and to get out. You're not all salty and stuff. Anyway, we're getting off topic here, guys. How many people realize that that Bitcoin ETFs bought 44,770 Bitcoin last week? What? That includes GBT selling. Huge numbers coming through here, folks. Huge numbers. Now, look, obviously last week was a really standout week so far. Week 6, the biggest week yet. Week 3, of course, we saw a lot of grayscale selling. But generally, week 1, 2, 4, and 5, look at that, all over 10,000 a week, including grayscale selling. So 10,000 positive, over 18,000, 26,000, 44,000. Now, can next week keep up with that? Can the week after keep up with that? Things will slow down at some point. Likely. But if we keep even 10,000 Bitcoin a week, huge numbers. We're talking huge numbers here, folks. If we keep 20, 30, 40,000 a week, nobody was bullish enough. Not even close. We all thought we were bullish enough. No, the market's telling you were not bullish enough. Sorry. Hey, look at this. This is crazy. See this chart right here? This is the balance of Bitcoin on Coinbase. That is pretty crazy stuff right here, guys. Pretty crazy stuff. Oh, come on. Come on, guys. There's a better, higher quality image of it. Look at this. So basically, we had a situation where we had a peak supply of Bitcoin on Coinbase at the COVID crash. Ever since then, it's been down only. We are now back to levels not seen since 2017, and it just keeps going down. Oh, that's an interesting question. Miskatonic Books. Could Coinbase rehypothecate the Bitcoin that it has custody of for the ETFs? I mean, look, in theory, any company can do anything, but if they did that, they would be breaking some laws, and it would be the end of Coinbase. So, let's keep that in mind. No, I don't think rehypothecation is a problem here in the Coinbase situation. I think everything that's been set up is to not have it rehypothecated. So I'm not worried about that. Good question, though. You're thinking on the right path here. I just got to say that. Hey, real quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is iTrust Capital. Guys, you want to do some tax-free trading of your cryptocurrencies, check out iTrust. You can move your existing IRA over, start a new IRA, roll over your 401k or other 3-number acronym retirement vehicle. This lets you sell buy, trade, whatever, crypto, 24/7, 365 days a year. Top coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Aave, all the fun stuff over here. They also have gold and silver through their partner KitQuest. The real stuff, not junky paper, gold and silver, real gold and silver. If you want to diversify a bit here as well. This is the biggest Bitcoin crypto IRA provider. Most users, most volume, most assets under management. You can even do in-kind withdrawals. I know what you think, but Lark, I got a Bitcoin ETF. Why would I need this? Well, Bitcoin ETF only trades Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, excluding public holidays, and only Bitcoin. This gives you a lot of other altcoins. You can react to the market at any time. So it's very flexible for you. And if you use the link down below, you get $100 funding bonus on your account. So if you're looking for a bit of long-term tax benefits for your retirement account with your crypto trading, check out iTrust. Thanks again to iTrust for sponsoring today's live stream. Hey guys, I know crypto is very serious, but the zombie apocalypse is coming. By the way, scientists worry about 100% fatal zombie deer disease that could evolve to infect humans. My brothers were right all along. They're out there shooting deer every year, man. They're fighting the good fight. The zombie deer are coming, man. Disease X, nuclear war, zombie deer. I'm just over here talking about magic internet money, trying to make intergenerational wealth for the family. Crazy stuff in the world, man. Don't get bit by deer, guys. Watch out. I know they look cute and cuddly. Nope. The zombies are coming for you. Watch out. Okay, back to serious news. Bitwise Bitcoin ETF is now available for recommendation by registered investment advisors of $30 billion in assets, one of the largest advisor networks in the USA. That's a lot of money. 30 billion bucks, a lot of money. Now, perspective here. Obviously, not all 30 billion is going to come in. 10% is 3 billion. It's a good amount. It buys a lot of Bitcoin. That's the equivalent of inflows last week. It's just one organization here. Okay, we're not talking about every organization in America. Just one organization with $30 billion assets under management. What happens if 1% of money goes into Bitcoin? That's 300 million. That still buys a lot of Bitcoin. This is what you need to understand about this. All these different little organizations with their 10 billion and their 20 billion and their 30 billion and their 50 billion assets under management, they're all going to put 1% in. So the customer's going to call up and say, hey, Bitcoin ETF, man, give me some. Let's go. The money is flooding, and the flood's only going to get bigger. It's like a tsunami. You guys ever see how a tsunami works? Tsunamis, by the way, are completely terrifying. And I live in a country where we could get tsunamis. Living by lakes, man. You don't get tsunamis in lakes, do you? No. Anyway, tsunamis, oceans, scary stuff. You see, you get your first tsunami wave, pretty destructive. When you think about the Bitcoin ETF money coming in from Wall Street, first tsunami wave has come in. Like, whoa, holy crap, that's a tsunami wave. But then you realize there's another wave coming, and another wave coming, and another wave coming, and another wave coming, and it keeps bringing more and more and more and more water in. Until, of course, it sucks back out to sea when BlackRock starts selling in 18 months and takes the whole market down with it. But that's for later us to worry about, not for right now. Still, though, all these stories very exciting, and they add up. Hey, I love this, by the way. Reporter asks Michael Saylor, you have $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. When do you sell for profit? He says, I will be buying forever. Of course. What kind of a question is that to ask Michael Saylor, the Giga Chat? Of course he's not selling his Bitcoin. Of course he's buying forever. Michael Saylor is making the exit fiat trade. He understands Bitcoin's going to keep going up over time. Fiat's going to keep going down over time. He has tied his fate to the Bitcoin boat, and I think it's going to work out very, very well for him, as well as any of us holding Bitcoin, especially if you've been accumulating at lower price. Remember, Michael Saylor's average buying price like $30K. So they're $20K in profit per Bitcoin right now. Something like $4 or $5 billion in profit total at the moment. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Hey, this is a fun story. And again, it's just one of these little stories, one of these little inconsequential stories that in 2024 doesn't seem that big. But I will tell you this, if you were here in 2017 and you heard this story, you'd be like, oh my gosh, new paradigm of money moment. It's happening, guys. Holy cow. Look at this. Swiss Post Office, which is the 5th biggest bank in Switzerland, 2.5 million customers. They're going to launch Bitcoin trading and custody services as of tomorrow. Welcome to the party, guys. Now, does that mean all 2.5 million customers are going to go out and put their whole life savings into Bitcoin? No, but let's say 25,000 do. 1%. Just 1%. Just 1%. It's all you need. And they don't put their life savings in, they put 5% of their money in. Might not sound like a lot. Okay, 5% of people, and they're only putting in blah, blah. Okay, not that much. But it adds up. Every single one of these stories, this is why I share these little stories, because it's so important to see the big picture. And I know the Bitcoin ETF is the oh my gosh part of the picture, but start looking at all the little details in the picture. You start seeing all the little details and you realize how big and how insane this is. All these little things that are happening, all these little fiat on ramps that are opening up make basically, it's like throwing more water into the tsunami. Basically, somebody out there on a ship throwing buckets of water in. Hey, take some more water for this tsunami. It adds up. May not seem like it at first, but it adds up. Okay. Let's talk about NFTs real quick. This is interesting, shared from Web3 Academy. They said someone spent 5,000 ETH on 10 NFTs, autoglyphs. There's two questions we need to ask ourselves. Is this the start of another NFT bull run? Will this NFT bull be bigger than 2021? I would say yes to both questions. You let me know your answers, though. And I gotta tell you, I do not have time for that crap, man. No, and I don't want to do NFTs again. No, I say no. Look, here's a point I want to make. I'm very excited. I love NFTs. I really do. NFTs are really cool. And I quite like some of the NFTs that I have. I just some dumb NFTs, nothing like, I don't have a CryptoPunk or anything like that. Should have bought one. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Didn't. Anyway, maybe I will one day. When they're $1 million, I guess. This is probably what they're going up to this cycle. Anyway, besides the point. People are spending stupid amounts of money on NFTs again. 5,000 ETH for 10 NFTs. And I know what you're thinking. Wash trading, some kind of scam, blah, blah, blah. Maybe. But people really do spend this kind of money in NFTs. People really spend millions of dollars to buy CryptoPunks, and they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy Fidenzas and all these other NFT collections. Some Solana NFTs are worth $20,000, $30,000 right now for a JPEG on the internet. I know it's crazy, but this is what's going on in our crazy cryptocurrency markets. There will be another NFT bull run. NFTs reaching multi-million-dollar valuations again will probably be a late market stage event, and the NFT bull run will be bigger this time. And I don't have time for this crap. And you don't have to either. Now, look, if you're playing the NFT game, obviously we talk about this kind of stuff in the newsletter all the time. We share NFT mints weekly, all this stuff. Best newsletter in crypto, link in the description. But here's the thing. You don't have to be in every single niche. See, I focus on a few main areas, and I dabble in a bit of other stuff. But my big focus is blockchains, DeFi, gaming. That's enough for me. I got a little bit of this here and a little bit of this there. I know I dabble in some other stuff because it's interesting for me. But if you look at my main bets, my main concentration of financial investment in the cryptocurrency space, it's those three areas. I have some NFTs, but I don't need to have a bunch of NFTs. I'm not going to go out necessarily and be hardcore playing the NFT game, hustling for those whitelist spots and all that stuff. I mean, I might do a few if I like the art, but not so much from this. I've got to go out and flip. But there's money to be made there. And if that's your specialty, well, your time will be coming again because the NFTs will come back. Hey, real quick as well, something else I've been focusing a lot of energy on, of course, airdrop farming. The Starknet airdrop is now out. Starknet's trading at around $2 right now. So sort of the minimum airdrop was about $1,000, which is about what I got. I didn't get much more than the minimum. So that's fine. I'm happy with that. I mean, I probably spent 2 or 3 hours playing around on Starknet, got $1,000 for it. Fine. $1,000. $1,000, guys. Come on. It's funny how we in crypto can so deeply lose touch with reality sometimes. $1,000 is a lot of money to a lot of people in this world. And I didn't do anything particularly special on Starknet. I bridged over a little bit of money, screwed around on a few dApps, clicked a few buttons, and left enough ETH sitting on my Starknet wallet that I qualified for the airdrop. Now, a lot of people didn't leave money on their airdrop. They did big volume, lots of transactions, et cetera, but they took all their ETH off their wallet, so they didn't qualify in that situation. That happens. You're not going to catch all of them, guys, but yeah. Anyway, Starknet has been a bit controversial for a variety of reasons, giving too much to Ethereum stakers, giving too much to developers, even developers who did very, very, very little, got way more than people who did a lot of things on chain and really tested out the blockchain for them. Also, I think a very justified criticism is that, you see, Starknet, they did something very, let's say, sly. The VCs and Starknet team, they're going to start unlocking their token in 6 weeks, 2 months, something like that. This is because they actually started the TGE, deploying the TGE contracts essentially like 18 months ago or something like that. So, you'll see those games. Anyway, thanks for the $3,000, Starknet. I appreciate it. Your contribution to my crypto portfolio is accepted. I sold, by the way, I sold my Starknet. Look, I'm not hating on Starknet here. If I see Starknet come down to a cheap enough price, I'm not buying right now. It listed at about $4. It's currently trading around $2. I'm not buying. Maybe it gets a hated rally, maybe $2 at the bottom, it goes up. I don't know. But for me, it's not interesting right now. If I saw Starknet come down quite a bit more, maybe like $1 or less, that might be an interesting time to grab some Stark tokens for a short-term play, not to hold the bag the entire bull market cycle, but for a short-term play. My thinking at the moment. Before we dive into the gaming stuff and then, of course, into your questions, guys, if you're not signed up to Wealth Master newsletter, you got to get checked out. We covered the Starknet airdrop. We covered a lot of airdrops. We've covered airdrops that have made tens of thousands of dollars, plus weekly deep dives on altcoins, technical analysis, decentralized finance tutorials, news. We talk about the news in our newsletter. It's surprising, I know, but we do. Look, my team and I spend about 40 hours a week on this bad boy, all so that you can read it over your morning coffee or on the train to work in the morning. So check it out. It's free. Join 100,000 plus weekly readers. Link in the description. Okay, so gaming. Johnny here pointing out 2 recent crypto gaming launches, Pixel and Mavia. Cumulative diluted market caps now over $5 billion. Gaming hype is slowly creeping back into the market in a serious way, and it's very exciting to see. Lots of hyped launches coming. Lots of great games out there already on the market that you can just go buy on public markets. You don't have to wait around for token sales or overhyped listings. You can try to get into some of those too. Some of the launch pads give you a chance to do that. Yeah, your chances are low. Chances a lot better than winning the lottery, for example. So, launch pads are not worthless. They're just, you have to manage your expectations on a launch pad. You're probably not going to get in, but you might. And if you do, holy crap. Anyway, lots of great gaming stuff. Beam, still new paradigm of money vibes here. $1.7 billion market cap. Loving it. Let's see if Beam can keep on rallying. Not selling yet. I think it goes quite a bit higher before I want to sell. But it's always easy to say that when you're in profit on a bag. Would I want to enter a position now? Not necessarily, but I'm glad that I entered the position when I did. But there's lots of opportunity to start looking down the way here. Some great games have come out recently. Farcana, for example, backed by Animoca Labs and lots of others. It's a shooter game. $30 million market cap. Now, fully diluted is 440, so that's pretty big. It gives you an idea of the small amount of tokens that are currently out. But could be an interesting gaming play, right? Single games are trickier. I do want to say that. Single games are trickier, but this is one. Hey, lots of great things on your radar. And look, guys, to be clear, in this section, we're talking about gaming coins that I own. I own Beam, I own Farcana, I own Krita, Illumia, and Mixmob. You can see my full breakdown of all my venture portfolio investments, as well as my current holdings, using the link in the description on YouTube or in the pinned comment on X. And of course, investing in crypto is risky. You can lose all your money, especially when you start talking about screwing around with low cap gaming coins. Okay. I look at these as I can lose all my money on these and I'm going to be okay because I didn't put 100% of it. I'm not like, raiding my children's college fund. I know some of you degenerate crazies out there are doing this stuff. I'm not raiding my kids' college fund in order to do this. I'm taking 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.3 or maybe 1% of my investment money. Okay. Okay. Another one that's quite interesting, very low market cap still. My market cap's not here. It's like $15, $20 million market cap right now. Is Krita. These guys, big ambitions, doing big things. They actually just signed, very interesting, gaming legend Yoshiki Akamoto, creator of Monster Strike, which amassed $7 billion, Street Fighter 2, and many other popular Web 2 gaming titles, joining Krita to launch a Web 3 game. So we may see that getting a bit of hype when we see this game coming out, when we see that actual game announced. So one to watch out for. Very early for these guys. Again, Illumia, one that, again, I know I talked about this before, but I'd basically written this off. I thought that the bear market had slayed Illumia. Well, they're back and their game's launching in the next few months. I could see some hype building around that if we get big gaming launches continue, as we see the main net come up. I'm not going to be holding all these coins forever and ever and ever and ride them back down 99% of the bear market. Everything's getting sold, okay? So you guys understand. Nothing's getting sold soon. I think all these things have much more potential to run than their current prices. So I'll be holding all these currently, just so you're aware. And the other one here is Mixmob, which just launched recently. Still only a $12 million market cap. Solana game, getting a lot of hype. And look, there's lots of games out there. This is one I like. I've even considered adding more. I haven't done that yet. I might. I don't know. Thought process going on in my brain. Do I have enough already for my venture allocation for a risk reward potential, or should I add some fresh cash? Don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll add just a little bit. Maybe I won't add any. But I'm kind of thinking in that vein right now, looking at the current market cap with the game, main game launching in a couple months. Yeah, feels like an interesting opportunity. But one I haven't taken yet, to be clear. Okay, I do have a bag, but that's from a venture round. But I might add some more from the public markets in the future. Anyway, there you go. There you go. Gaming season's gonna be big. We're already seeing massive games. Again, look at this. Pixel and Mavia together, $5 billion. That's crazy. Huge money's coming in right now. Huge money's coming in, guys. And we're gonna see it keeping coming in. So anyway, it's that time. It's that time. The time of the cast, this live stream, this broadcast where we continue to fish for a Perrier sponsorship. Delicious, refreshing, Perrier. Crack open your life. Refreshing. No, jokes, guys, jokes. If Perrier wants to send me some free water, that's fine, but not sponsored by Perrier. Okay. Anyway, guys, let's get real. Let's talk crypto. What do you got? We have 15, 20 minutes. Let's hang out. Let's do some questions. Pew Pew Boom 2, Lark, more airdrops. Give us new ones to farm. Man, we got so many great ones to farm, and we're sharing them every week. New opportunities in the newsletter. Some interesting ones that have come up recently. Mode, that's an interesting new one. Athena, I haven't had a chance to look into that yet, but watch DeFi Dad's report in the newsletter this week. He's going to be diving into what Athena is. It's a new one getting hyped up on crypto Twitter. And of course, a lot of great things haven't even launched their tokens yet. Like today, what was I doing today? I was doing stuff on Polyhedra, and I was doing stuff on the Jumper Bridge, and I was doing stuff on the Rhino Bridge, and so on and so forth. Lots of great bridges haven't launched their tokens yet and are going to launch tokens, lots of great layer 2s. So a lot of airdrop farming. I know it's always fun to go and chase the hot new thing, but a lot of airdrop farming is actually just continuing to do what you're doing, keeping your money in. I actually just moved a bunch of money over to ZeroLend, particularly my Manta tokens, because they've got a very advantageous situation for the Manta token over there. So yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting. We'll see how that goes. But lots of new farms out there, man. But you don't always have to get into every new farm. Maybe it's time to double down on an existing farm. Okay. Dubsky, great question. When do you plan on unstaking your coins? I want to be ready. What is your unstaking strategy? I have not staked my ETH. That's part of my staking strategy. For better or worse, it was a taxable event. Had it not been a taxable event for my ETH, I would have staked my ETH. But I never wanted to take the tax hit. Maybe I should have, but just didn't really seem worth the 3% or whatever, considering that I would have had to pay more than that in taxes to stake it. Anyway, and I didn't want to rub my own nose for it because I'm lazy. In terms of when I plan on unstaking, it'll be probably sometime in 2025, but certainly once like the light goes on of, oh, I need to start thinking about this once we cross into new highs for prices. Look, if you miss the top, most unlocks are 7 days to 28 days. If you miss the absolute pico top of something because you're still waiting a week to unlock and then it's down 20, 30%, you're still probably going to make a lot of money. You probably wouldn't have sold that perfect top anyway. So don't be too hard on yourself around not getting things unstaked perfectly on time. But you do have to think, like, when things start getting near your take profit targets, when you feel the market's getting pretty damn frothy, pretty damn overheated, you start seeing retail come back in, you start seeing Google Trends topping out at, new highs for people looking for altcoins and Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, stuff like this. When you see the Coinbase app entering the top 20, top 10, hey, warning sign, unstake your damn coins, get ready to sell. Stuff like this, right? Think about all of our market sentiment indicators that would say it's time to start thinking about selling, start taking profits, and then try to think about, okay, those factors are heating up. We're seeing these things now coming to a head. Maybe now it's time to start unstaking my coins. I'll let you guys know when I unstake my coins, of course, but not that that's exactly when you should unstake your coins. Just to let you know when I unstake mine. Okay. Oh, Apex Motive. That's a controversial question. Do you think Ethereum will hold the second spot forever? What other project could flip it? Well, I'm old enough to remember back in the day when XRP, was it XRP? Or was it Bitcoin Cash? I can't remember. Gosh, now that's how old I am. I don't remember which one it was. Maybe it was both of them in 2017. I don't know. Anyway, it's a long time ago. Ethereum has been flipped before for a day, but who can long-term take the crown? It's really hard to say because Ethereum, I know I like to dog on Ethereum sometimes. Those fees are ridiculous. Ethereum fixed it seriously. But you got to remember, my number 2 bag in my crypto portfolio is Ethereum. So while I'm critical of the fees, and this is one thing that I think is so funny with some investors, is that any sort of criticism, any sort of honest takes on your coin that don't align with, oh my gosh, it's going to be, the numbers going to go up forever, people freak out about it. I get too emotional. Don't detach your emotions here a bit. These coins are not your friends. They're not your buddies. Okay, they're not going to keep you warm at night. They're not going to call you up at the weekend. They're pieces of code on the internet that are worth money. You need to be detached from them. I know. I say this as somebody who has an emotional relationship with my Bitcoin. I get it. Okay, but everything else, a little more cold and detached with. These are investments. You want to make more money off them at some point in the future. So can Ethereum hold the second spot forever? I wouldn't bet against Ethereum. I think the brains behind it, all the big nerds behind it, those are some smart nerds, man. They're going to figure it out. They're going to figure out the fee stuff on layer 1, the layer 2, all the layer 2 stuff, everything we talk about. Starknet, ZK Sync, and Linea, and Optimism, Arbitrum, and the other 10 different layer 2s launching. Everything feeds back to Ethereum. It all creates value for Ethereum. Ethereum ETF coming up, all this sort of stuff. But if you had to hold a gun to my head and said, what coin, if any, right now has that potential, I would say, controversially, it's probably Solana. Simply because look at what Solana is doing right now. And I don't have any sort of investment levels of Solana, guys. Just one point that I have like 20 or 30 Solana, which I know is a lot for some people, but for my portfolio size, it's very, very small. And that's just used for farming and playing around on the Solana blockchain to farm airdrops and stuff like this. So I don't have like a big bag. It's like 0 point something percent of my portfolio, very small. Okay. But I see what's going on at Solana. I see the excitement building over there. I see the people using it over there. I see the fees being continually low over there. I know it goes offline once in a while. But yeah, I don't think anyone's going to substantively flip Ethereum for more than a couple days like happened in 2017. But hey, you never know. We're so early in this industry. While Ethereum has this, was it the Lindy effect? The Lindy effect? The longer you've been around, or the Metcalfe's law? Can't remember. One of those two. Maybe it's both of them. Anyway, whatever. Metcalfe's law is the value of the network. Lindy effects, the longer you've been around, the longer you're going to be around. That's right. Okay. Keep them straight, Lark. Ethereum's got all that stuff going for it, and it has the potential to just really be a staying power. And even if it gets knocked out of number 2, it's not probably going to get knocked out of the number 5, top 5 positions, right? So position ranking, it's really a vanity metric when it comes down to it. It doesn't really matter that much, but that's an interesting question. I like it. Thank you very much for asking it. Okay, where are we up to? Let's try to catch up with the chat here. Okay, what's up, guys? Crypto Creme. Love your style. Where'd you buy the dope art? These two. This is a We Are Satoshi one. Really cool when you get in and zoom in on it. It's got like all the names of the original nerds who made Bitcoin and were early contributors to Bitcoin, Hal Finney and all that kind of stuff. And this one's actually an Ethereum piece. This is the Ethereum white paper here. That being said, these both come from Josie Bellini at Josie, JOSIE.io. But I don't think she has any of these prints left. These print runs were a few years ago, and I'm not sure she's selling them anymore. But you can check. Maybe she's got some new artwork up, or you can buy some of her NFTs. I own some of her NFTs too. She has these really cool NFTs. Gosh, what's the name of the NFT collection? I forget the name of the NFT collection off the top of my head, but it's like these cool sort of cyberpunk, futuristic sci-fi avatars. I like them. They're cool. I have like 5 of them. But anyway, that's where they're from. Okay. Code of Harry, layer 2 is just too scary to use, bridging, etc. You know, you can actually, in many cases, depending on what exchange you're using, I don't know what exchange you're using, but increasingly we're seeing exchanges offer direct withdrawals to layer 2. So, for example, if you're using Binance, you can directly withdraw to Optimism, Arbitrum, ZK Sync, like stablecoins and stuff. And you can also withdraw main assets. For example, Manta. You can withdraw Manta coins straight to the Manta layer 2. So layer 2 access is pretty easy, and using a layer 2 is just like using any other blockchain. If you're scared of using bridges, I get it. Bridge tech's bridge tech. Yeah. Anyway, so I get it. Okay. But you don't have to use bridges. You can just withdraw straight from centralized exchanges to get your funds onto a layer 2. But to use the newer stuff, you generally need bridges. Like Mode. I'm farming Mode right now. You need to use the bridge to get there. Okay. Where are we up to? Wargoat says realistic is Solana and AVAX are competing for number 3. AVAX, what up? My avalanche bags to the moon. Yeah, I love AVAX too, man. That's a great blockchain. Seriously solid. Good bunch of nerds over there. They do good work. All right. Okay. Guys are asking some great questions. Do you still have a bullish view on Polkadot? Yes. Polkadot 2.0, my opinion. I know Polkadot was a slow mover. I understand the parachain auction thing was not great. It came too late in the market cycle. The rewards kind of sucked. Hindsight, should have just sold at $50 and walked away. Maybe rebought during the bear market. But I didn't do that. I had my coins locked up for 2 years in parachains, which just got unlocked 2 or 3 months ago. Great. Fantastic. I've taken those. I'm staking them currently, waiting for the dead airdrop to come. That's the meme coin coming for the Polkadot users. That could help bring a bit of excitement back into the ecosystem. But I think the real thing is going to bring the vibe back to Polkadot, this Polkadot 2.0. And when we start seeing big burns happening over there from the core time usage and stuff like that, that could see a whole new narrative being created around Polkadot for later this year sometime. So it'll go back to its all-time highs and then some. How much higher than the previous all-time high, I don't know, but I'm willing to hold my bag for a while and wait to see how that plays out. Madi, why do you think Starknet is not a bull run play? It's not to say that I don't think Starknet is not a bull run play. I mean, it's probably going to go up in price during the bull run. It's just that with a limited amount of money in existence, I don't want to buy Starknet at the current price. If I see a cheaper price, I think that means more opportunity for it. Will it go from the current $2 up to something further in the future? Yeah, probably. But I've already got big layer 2 investments, got a giant bag of like Arbitrum, big bag of Manta. I don't feel like I need to get Starknet as well. Layer 2 company. I'm already feeling like my bag of Arbitrum, for example, like I should have probably cut that a while ago and put it into something that would have moved faster. I know. There's a bit of flawed logic with that because the thing is, second you sell your Arbitrum, it pumps. The coin that you bought with the sold Arbitrum dumps. That's how it usually works, okay? Best plans. Hey, I'm going to buy this one and buy something else. It's going to go up in price faster, and then it goes down. Anyway. Tone says, I'll bet you 5,000 XRP that Lark is really Clark Kent, maybe. I'm Batman. No, that's not Batman. I'm Superman. No, guys, seriously. It is actually Lark. Yep. It's an interesting name to have, but it's the only one I got. All right. David Schwartz, that's the guy over at XRP, right? The XRP CTO. Is he still the CTO? Did he retire? I think so. Anyway, David Schwartz claims to have had nothing to do with Bitcoin's creation, but I don't believe him. The creation of Bitcoin is like Fight Club. You don't talk about the creation of Bitcoin. People like Hal Finney and all that, chances are they were pretty involved in the early days, which means that Craig Wright, the person who claims to be Bitcoin's creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, and can't prove anything, is definitely not Satoshi Nakamoto, because everybody else can keep their mouths shut. Craig's running around, I made Bitcoin. You didn't make Bitcoin, Craig. Shut up. Nobody believes you. Stop it, man. Any TNF, any thoughts on Avalanche? Bullish. I'm bullish on Avalanche. Giant bag. It's staking. It's chilling. I like Avalanche ecosystem plays. Trader Joe, great coin. X is actually technically staked Arbitrum right now, but it is the OG exchange of the Avalanche blockchain, making me that sweet ka-ching in USDC. Beam, giant percentage of my portfolio right now. That's an gaming play on Avalanche. I have other gaming plays on Avalanche coming, things like Off the Grid. Off the Grid's going to be so big, man. I'm super pumped for when that launches in the coming months here. It's going to be the only crypto game on Xbox, man. It's going to be big. So yeah, that's all great for my Avalanche bags, by the way. The more things happen on Avalanche, the more the price of Avalanche likely to go up during the bull market. Okay. Where are we up to? Guys, great questions coming through again. Arden, thoughts on JUP? I want the number to go back up. That's my thought. We actually just did a breakdown for this in the Wealth Mastery report. So if you want to learn more about Jupiter and what it's doing, go read our deep dive report over there. Check it out. Look, right now, JUP is not having a strong value capture. I think when the launch pad comes, that could bring in some new hype. And when we see the fee sharing get turned on, which where meow, the key developer behind Jupiter, he said they need to 10x the platform before that happens, so that they want to get a lot more users and stuff on board. If they flip on the fee sharing switch, I think suddenly it becomes a very, very valuable coin. The Launchpad alone can make it a very, very valuable coin. And their perpetual DEX, perpetual swaps futures trading DEX, could really bring a lot of excitement into that as well if they bring more utility for the Jupiter coin in. So we'll see. Right now, my bags are suffering. Not loving it. But we'll see how it goes. All right. One or two more questions, guys. I'm going to finish up for today. Lots of great questions coming through. I'm having a great time. Hope you guys are enjoying the chat, having fun, talking to each other. I see you guys in there. What's up? So many great questions. I wish I could answer them all. We'll have to do like a 5-hour live stream one time and just answer as many questions as we can. Where are we up to? Wargoat says, I have a hard time justifying farming airdrops when there's only a slim chance. Meanwhile, I could buy something that'll 10x. You know, an interesting thing with this, for example, today I took my Manta coins, which I think are going to go up, not super dramatically in price. I don't need them to go to $1 million, okay? Just $5 or $6. I'm pretty happy with my Manta. But while I'm waiting for that, I've taken my Manta, so I'm not missing out on the opportunity. I'm just waiting for that price of that coin to go up. I've taken my Manta and I've put it in Zero Lend. Now I'm farming industrial amounts of Zero Lend with that Manta bag. So I still get to capture the upside on that, and I still could farm the airdrop. So you don't have to take only stable coins. You could do the same thing if you have Ethereum. You take a couple of ETH and you could farm the Eigenlayer airdrop via EtherFi or KelpDAO or ClayStack. Still holding your ETH, still capturing the upside in ETH, but now you're also farming an airdrop at the same time. So you don't have to only think of it, well, because you're probably not going to sell your ETH, right? Just as an example, you got 10 ETH, you're not going to sell your ETH, you're waiting for higher prices. Well, you can go and, not financial advice, obviously. Of course, there's risks to doing this. Any of these protocols can get hacked. You can lose all your money. Keep that in mind. But you can take your ETH, go put it in KelpDAO, 5 ETH in KelpDAO, 5 ETH in ClayStack, for example. And now you're going to capture 2 potential airdrops, both from KelpDAO and from ClayStack, as well as get the Eigenlayer points. Whole time keeping your exposure to your Ethereum. So you haven't lost anything unless these protocols get hacked, which could happen, but it's a slimmer chance, let's say. So that's something to think about, right? I know if with stablecoin farming, I totally feel you, man. You could easily go out and buy something that's going to 10x. And it's even with the best airdrops, you don't usually get a 10x on your stablecoin farming. Sometimes you might, but a lot of them are going to be disappointing if that's what you're expecting. So there's that to consider, and I agree with what you're saying there. But whenever it comes to other assets, like your Ethereum staking, 3%, meh. you can probably do way better than 3% or 3.5% or wherever it's at currently by using that to farm airdrops. Hope that makes sense. Be careful. Okay. Crypto Queen. Clark Kent had a haircut just like yours. I'll send you 5 XRP if you wear a Superman costume. Love it. Love it. Roman says, what about Forgotten Playland coming on Beam? Yes, we talked about that in the stream on Monday. Looks really cool. That's the first big game being incubated by the guys over at Beam. Private round investor, by the way. Love it. It's going to be really cool. Pretty excited about that game. So we'll see what that does when it comes out. Okay, last question here. For real this time. Then we are going to finish up. Oh, here we go. Melissa, hey, what's up? Question for all-time high for Bitcoin this cycle. What do you hope for? 120 to 150K? My target the whole time has been 150K. It's an interesting price area. It's sort of just based on diminishing returns. Pantera Capital, by the way, after I made the prediction, anyway, jokes, guys, but Pantera Capital came out. They said 148K. You can go and read the report and the reasoning on that. I was doing, and I've got a video coming for you guys in 2 or 3 days on this topic, looking at sort of the potential using the Fibonacci lines of where we could go to based on where we got to with the previous cycle. And if we get up to the 3.618 Fib line approximately for this cycle price-wise, that could see like a blow-off top around 200K, 215K. I don't want to get myself too sold on those kind of numbers just because it could be dangerous thinking like that. Because what happens when we get to 150K Bitcoin, for example? Guess who's going to start taking some profits? Those Wall Street goons. They're not good. They're not here for the revolution, man. They're here for a good time. They'll flip that thing for 2 or 3x. They'll start taking profits. And then we start all talking about, oh my gosh, look at all the Bitcoin flowing out of BlackRock. So I think 150K is a reasonable prediction. Let me know, guys. And I think we could get as high as, based on looking at the fibs and stuff like that, as just slightly over 200K as maybe a brief market top. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just, again, maybe I'm nowhere near bullish enough and we're going to go up to 400, 500K this cycle, but less likely. We probably get up to 300, 350K next cycle, for example. This cycle, 150, maybe 200. Guys, thank you so much. You're awesome. I love you all. I really appreciate you coming out, hanging out with me on the stream and talking crypto. Hope you had a good time. I did, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you in the next stream.